Streaming. Are we live? We are live, back again. Manchester United 4, Sheffield United 2. Manchester United win. Important 3 points for Eric Ten Hag. Important 3 points for Manchester United. Absolutely fantastic. Players showed resilience. Players showed fight back. Are we live? Why am I not seeing that we're live? Are we live? Are we live? No. Oh, we are live. Okay. So, absolutely fantastic performance. Second half to turn it around. They didn't give up. They kept fighting for Ten Hag, for Manchester United. And we're gonna do player ratings. Give me a second. I need to throw this tweet out real quick. And we are good to go. Okay, so Manchester United win the match. Listen, the first half was annoying. We had a couple good chances. You know, we had to do better though. I think we had like 3 or 4 shots on target. We did get a goal out of it. Bad mistake by Onana. Which is unfortunate because he's been playing so well, but thankfully it hasn't costed us in the end. So that is a positive, but yeah, that was just bad all around. And so I don't I'm not happy that he made that, but thankfully we still got the 3 points. Bruno Fernandes putting in what many are calling a captain's performance, and I think it was a captain's performance. 2 goals, 1 from a penalty, 1 assist, heavily involved in the attack, making things happen. This is more like the Bruno Fernandes that we are used to. This is more of the Bruno Fernandes that we need. Also, I think he was a lot better today. Now, obviously, we're playing Sheffield United. We had like some 85% possession of the ball. So it's a little bit harder to judge exactly. But for the fact that he was a lot calmer today, he was able to find the passes a lot better. He was able to distribute a lot better than he usually does, and that's probably because we had so much possession, and we're playing one of the worst teams that in the league. No, they are the worst team. They're literally bottom of the league. So but still he put in a very good performance, and you know what? A lot of the players, they get criticized, and rightfully so. They get criticized for not trying, for not putting in enough effort. There are players there that are fighting for Eric Ten Hag. There are players there that are fighting for this club. Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, Garnacho, I think Delo, Casemiro. While he's playing out of position, he looks finished. To a certain extent, like he needs to be moved on. I can't see him continuing into next year. Ericsson probably needs to be moved on. Not that they're like toxic and they're not trying, you know what I mean? It's just that their levels aren't there, and then they're just not understanding what what is the severity going on right now. I mean, like, they just weren't up to standards. I mean, Harry Maguire, I think Harry Maguire's out there. I think he's fighting for Eric Ten Hag. And, Harry Maguire, I'm going to keep giving him praise because I think this guy deserves a lot of credit for everything that he's went through. All the criticism he's had to handle. And that criticism, most of it, other than the people that go way over the line and start saying the most nastiest stuff ever, um, he deserved the criticism as far in terms of football terms, and he's really turned it around, and he shows absolute class, and he does show leadership, and I wish he showed maybe a little bit more of this. Maybe we were just blind by the fact that he wasn't performing well, so we overlooked everything else. But he was dropped by the captain. He could have been toxic. He could have he could have caused all sorts of problems for Eric Ten Hag in the dressing room. He has not done that. He has kept it 100% professional. He has been very reliable. He's there fighting for Ten Hag, fighting for this club, fighting for the badge, fighting for the shirt. And Harry Maguire deserves a lot of praise. Again, he put in another very good performance. Um, Ten Hag even almost sold him, and he's still there, and he's fighting for this manager. And these were things that we were not getting under when it was the end of Ranić, when it was the end of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when it was the end of Mourinho. It is not the same vibe. It is not the same vibe. These players are still here trying to perform for the manager. Unfortunately, sometimes their levels just dip way below what is needed at Manchester United. But I think the second half was a much better performance. I got the highlights here. I'm just rewatching real quick. Bruno Fernandes. I mean that second goal was absolutely fantastic. Left foot as well. That's his weak foot. Left foot shot. Beautiful. Put two goalkeepers in the net. They're not saving it. They're not saving that one. Beautiful play for the assist to Rasmus. Happy that Rasmus got his goal. Get Rasmus Højlund the ball in the box. Rasmus Højlund will score your goals. The kid doesn't get enough service. And he, while it was a tap in, I mean, beautiful. Who was that by Scott McTominay over to Bruno Fernandes? So real quick, smash the like button for me if you can. It really helps us out. Takes 2 seconds of your time. Subscribe, turn on notifications. We just did our first ever live watch along. So I'm happy about that, and we would love everybody to join our community, get more involved, talk Manchester United, get involved in the chat right now, live chat. I've got the chat pulled up. Thoughts, opinions, comments, whatever you got on the match, anything you want to say, I'll read you out. I'll put you on the screen, whatever you want. Get involved. We're trying to build a community here of lovely United fans. Last time we had a very, very beautiful chat going on with some very inspiring Manchester United fans. I truly enjoyed it. It was great. I'm going to get on to the player ratings right now. So I'm going to start. Andre Onana, for me, he's going to get a 5. For giving up the mistake. I think he did all right in other parts. 5, 6 is average, below average for the mistake that led to the goal. It was piss poor. Didn't pick up his head, didn't realize where the other player was. And it wasn't the greatest of passes as well. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, for me, 5, didn't do enough. Was struggling. Him and Anthony on their right side, they just looked like they were lacking chemistry. And they just didn't. He didn't do enough for me. Anthony didn't do enough for me, but we'll get on to Anthony. Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him a 7. I think Harry Maguire was absolutely fantastic again. Solid. He's been holding it down. He played against Coventry, no training, played the entire 120 minutes, and then has played a full another 90 minutes. So he's really putting in shifts for us. Super solid of a player this season, has really turned it around, deserves his praise because we gave him criticism when he deserved it, and he deserves his praise because he has been playing very, very well. Very reliable player that we are counting on right now, and he has been important to Eric Ten Hag and to the squad. So sometimes things just happen for a reason, because Ten Hag was looking to sell him, didn't happen. He stayed here, and he's been helpful to Eric Ten Hag and our team. So listen, we're happy to have him here. As long as he's doing what he needs to be doing in the Manchester United shirt, I'm happy to have whoever here. As long as they are up to Manchester United standards, and we try to hold those standards, even though the Glazers try to squash them every single day for the past 11 years. Casemiro, for me, 5, 5.5. I understand he's playing center back. He did have some good tackles. But some of his passes were really sloppy. Some of his passes were just really poor choice of pass. And, it just, I don't know. He hasn't been great for matches now. I think this is like the 5th match in a row. He just hasn't been the Casemiro that we had last season, the Casemiro that we were all begging for, that we all said we needed in the squad. Um, and I think that Casemiro, as much as I love him, especially from what he did for us last season, I think Casemiro needs to be moved on at the end of the summer. I think he is in the decline. I think the Premier League, is it's getting a little bit too much, too many games. The pace is too heavy for him, and I just don't see. I just don't see him bringing the levels back up next season. I think he's only going to go slightly more down. So I think if we have an opportunity to sell him for some money, which we need, I think it's the right time to move him on. No hate in the sense of get out of my club or whatever. I just think that it's purely a footballing decision that we move him on. Diego Delo, for me, he gets a 6.5 ish. I think he did all right at times. Playing out in the left back, definitely the better choice to be playing left back because he's just more suited to that side than Wan-Bissaka. Definitely does a lot more going forward, like he always does. And I think he was a pretty involved in today's match. He had a couple good link up plays. He put in the. Did he get the assist? The Maguire? There's got to be a 6.5 if it was. I think it was. Yeah. So, for sure, Kobe Mainu 6.5. Love the kid. Always doing his job. Always doing it. Always composed. There was a couple times in the match where he was getting, 2, 3 people on him. Throwing a little bit of physicality on him. So he struggled slightly in those aspects, but overall performance, overall game, kid was great. Kid was good again. He's been doing it all season. I love him, and definitely continue to play him. Christian Eriksen, 5 for me. Didn't do enough. He's another one of these players that I think need to be moved on at the end of the season. I think he's past it. I think we need to move on from here. We need a younger player that has a lot more legs, that has a lot more energy, that has a lot more fight and a lot more spirit. I think Ericsson is kind of past all that. He is up there in age, and yeah, he just didn't impact the match enough for me. So he gets a 5. Bruno Fernandes, I am giving Bruno Fernandes an 8 today, and he is going to be my man of the match, our captain. Captain's performance heavily involved today. Way better performance. Now I understand it was against Sheffield, worst team in the league. We had like 85% possession. They succeeded possession basically the whole game, but still, 2 goals, 1 to strike from Bruno Fernandes with the left foot, his weak foot from outside the box, an assist. For me, you got to give him man of the match, and he has to have a high score. And this is what, the 3rd or 4th match in a row now that he's on the score sheet. So Bruno's heating up towards the end of the season. We're seeing the Bruno that we're used to, and it's good to see him back again. So we need more from this, and hopefully he brings this in to next season, because we need him, and I don't think Bruno Fernandes is going anywhere, and I don't think he's going to be sold. Anthony, for me, 5, didn't do enough. Like I mentioned with Wan-Bissaka, I think him and Wan-Bissaka, that link-up play was just no bueno. They just don't have the chemistry. They look like they never practiced with each other before. I don't really know what was up with that, but yeah, Anthony didn't do enough for me, because I think Diallo showed more and did a little bit more than Anthony. So I'm waiting for Diallo to get his chance to start, because not for nothing, I'm not seeing it from Rashford. I'm not seeing it from Anthony. And Garnacho is Garnacho, and Garnacho's doing it, almost every game, practically every game. There's been a couple games where he looked really off of it. He had a poor game here and there. But nothing like Anthony and nothing like Rashford. So for me, Garnacho, and by the way, Garnacho has to play on the left-hand side. He's so much better on the left-hand side. He loves the left-hand side. He feels more comfortable. You could tell in the way he plays the game, his game. So I think the move would be Garnacho left, Diallo right. Substitutions would be Rashford, Anthony. Put him in, see what they do. They're coming off the bench. They need something to prove, right? They shouldn't be starting every match anymore. We're at the end of the season, and that's how we should be moving. Alejandro Garnacho, 6.5. I think in the first half, he was important. He was the only one that was really. He always shows the direct intent. He always tries to go forward. He always tries to make something happen. And in the first half, the team was really lacking in that. Um, and he was really the only one that was making that sort of thing happen. So, and then of course, he had two big opportunities. He probably should have scored for sure. Which only keeps his score lower. It doesn't actually lower his score, but his score probably could have been higher if he put the ball into the back of the net, at least on one of those chances. Definitely 100%. But another good outing. He was also, playing with some type of an injury. He's nursing a little bit of an injury, as Ten Hag told us last time that Garnacho, that's why he subbed him off. So, again, good performance by Garnacho. 6.5 for me. Rasmus Højlund, I give him a 6.5 for getting on the score sheet. Good positioning inside the box. Read the play well. Got in there. Again, he needs more chances. He needs more chances. By the way, guys, get involved in the chat. If you disagree with my player ratings, throw them in the comments. I got the comments up, ready to read them out live. See, we got some people that just joined us. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Rasmus Højlund, 6.5. I was saying it during the watch along, the live watch along. We did our first live watch along today. Give my striker the ball in the box, and he will score. Give my striker some chances in and around the box, and the guy will score. He's been starving for chances. He got one. It was the easiest one he probably is going to get because it was literally a tap-in. But you have to be in the right place, right time. You have to read the play. Those are minimal things from a striker, but he was there, and I'm happy he's on the score sheet because I hated seeing his face after every match getting like 0.5 of a chance and not scoring goals. The guy wants to score goals for us. He wants to perform for us. He's a fan of this club. He loves this club. And he's out there fighting for us, and we just need to provide him with a little bit more service is all. I believe in the kid heavily. I think he has the ability. Does he have to improve on things? Absolutely 100%. He's only 20 years old. And nobody in this fan base was saying that he is ready to start and be the main man for the striker. Everybody was saying we signed him and we signed an experienced striker. We never got the experienced striker. We don't even have a backup striker because Martial has been paper mache for the season again, and he's gone. So, listen, the circumstances that Højlund has been dealing with, it's been very, very tough on him, and he's been handling it actually not bad. Not bad. He heated up earlier in the season. He got injured. I think that messed him up a little bit. And then the team obviously hasn't been great. So it's a lot to take in for him. And I that's why I'm giving him a lot of leeway. Next season, I expect him to elevate his game, and I will be criticizing him or judging him based on elevation from this season to next season, 100%. Amad Diallo, I give him a fair 6. I think he did all right. I think I think he did better than Anthony. And I think he did better than what Rashford's been showing us. But we need a little bit more. But it was good that he got his minutes. I'm happy for him to get his minutes. I think he needs more of this. Let him get a little bit more minutes, a better run going in. It's tough when you did the goal against Liverpool. You don't play for 2 matches. You come in, you play 10 minutes, you play 15 minutes. At the end of the match. But I think he has something to his game. He has a little something. There was a couple things in there where he took on 2 players, 3 players, showed a little bit of strength. So I would like to see Diallo's minutes more. I would love for him to get a start on Saturday or Sunday, whenever we're playing. I don't know the exact day. What is it? Wednesday? So we're playing Saturday, right? So I would love for him to get a start because I think he did more than Anthony. And I think these guys, Rashford and Anthony, have had multiple chances. I think Diallo deserves a couple chances. Let him get a couple runs in. And, there's nothing wrong. If you put him in, and he plays like crap, you sub him off after 50, 60 minutes and you put on one of the other guys. I don't see the problem. But yeah, it was good to see him out there, and I enjoyed bits and pieces of his game. Scott McTominay, I'm gonna give Scott a 6. Um, he didn't do much in terms of when he came on, but he was involved with the Rasmus goal, and it was a good ball to Fernandez. Um, you know, he scored some important goals for us this season. No goal today, but I don't think he did anything horrible to lower his score below a 6. 6 is average, so I think Scott was pretty average. And that's just about it. Amrabat, average 6. Wasn't on for long. Got like 10 minutes. What are you gonna judge him on? Ethan Wheatley, I'm gonna give him a 6.5 just because he's a youngster. He got 10 minutes. That's the bias in me. I love the kids. I love to see them. I'm happy he got 10 minutes. I'm happy Ten Hag put him on for 10 minutes and got his thing going, So that was very good. And Eric Ten Hag, we're gonna give Eric Ten Hag. I'm gonna give him a 6 today. Solely for the fact that we were playing Sheffield. We were home. There was no way that we did not win this match. We had to win this match. He needed to win this match. The players needed to win this match. But we were playing the worst team in the Premier League, and we were home, and we are Manchester United at the end of the day. So for me, it was a pretty average standard thing from performance from Ten Hag. I mean, he made a couple substitutions. Really, the players on the pitch had to get it sorted. It took them a little bit in the second half to get that shit sorted. So yeah. So man of the match is Bruno Fernandes. Anybody have anything that they want to say or get involved in the live chat? Throw it in there right now. I got it up on the screen. I'll shout you out. If you can, for me, please smash the like button. It makes a huge difference to us. Really helps us out, gets us out there, gets the channel seen a little bit more, so we greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the notifications so you know when we go live. We just did our first live watch along, which was great, and we're gonna build a beautiful community of excellent Manchester United fans, and I'm really excited by this. Last time we had a very, very interactive show. And yeah, so we're building. We're we're just grinding away, trying to get there. But fantastic result for us, and this is good for Eric Ten Hag. It's good for Eric Ten Hag. He needed this. He needed these 3 points. If he did not get these 3 points, the writing would have probably been on the wall. Because you cannot lose to 20th place. Sheffield United. Just absolutely no way. So especially with all the media hit pieces coming out against him this morning after he called them out in his press conference, which, by the way, I'm absolutely happy that he called them out. He needs to do more of this. He needs to give us more real answers and not the PR answers. The media doesn't respect you, Eric. There's no reason to really give them the respect back. Start hitting back. They don't deserve it. They're a bunch of snakes. They go into that room with you. They smile at your face. As soon as they leave that room, they write the nastiest, most disgusting article filled with lies about how you're going to lose your job, get sacked, this and that. They misquote on purpose. So I'm happy he called them out. I'm happy he stood up for himself. I'm happy he stood up for the club. And yeah, we're going to end the show there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Manchester United with a good victory. We will catch you. Let's see if anything major breaks from now until the next match. We'll obviously go live for that. It has to be something really big, something really important. We might do a video or two in between. Probably a match preview. That will most likely be a pre-record. Most likely won't be live. And we will always do a Red Devil recap after the match. On Saturday during the weekend, as we always do, we will do a live Red Devil recap. Thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you. Again, smash the like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications if you haven't already. We love you all. Thank you very much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your week, the rest of your night. Have a good morning, good evening, good night from wherever you're watching. We greatly appreciate you, and we will catch you guys later. Stay safe, be good.